Hello, you're watching VNA News Bulletin. I'm Bangok from Hanoi, and now the headlines. Prime Minister Bulletin requires more health insurance for people. VNA affirms export seafood quality not affected by massive fish deaths. Over 1 million tourists visit Hanoi Monuments Complex in the first 1 month. Prime Minister Bulletin chaired a national teleconference on June 3rd, discussing ways to increase the provision of healthcare insurance for people. More in the following report.
Prime Minister Phúc said health insurance is compulsory as regulated in Vietnamese law, as well as being in the interest and responsibility of everyone. He spoke of the strong determination of ministries, sectors and localities to raise the health insurance coverage rate to 90% of the population by 2020 from 76.5% in 2015. However, several localities still have proportions of under 75%. To achieve the target, the government leader asked Vietnam Social Insurance to propose measures and policies on expanding the coverage rate to the government. He assigned the Health Ministry to steer hospitals and medical clinics to improve the quality of health checkups and treatment and avoid discriminating against health insurance cardholders. The Prime Minister also asked local people's committees to include the rate of health insurance participants in their annual and 5-year socio-economic development goals and take the responsibility for fulfilling the target before the government. Health Minister Nguyễn Thị Kim Tiến said that to increase the rate and the attractiveness of health insurance, the ministry has carried out a lot of measures, including improving the quality of medical checkups and treatment, reducing hospital overloads, and punishing more than 7,000 health workers that showed bad behavior towards patients.
Vietnam Private Economic Forum 2016 opened in Hanoi on June 3rd. Deputy Prime Minister Vương Đình Huệ joined representatives from ministries, agencies, embassies, international organizations, and more than 700 entrepreneurs at the event. In his speech, Deputy Prime Minister Huệ said the forum serves as a platform for the government to accumulate opinions raised by entrepreneurs so as to work out policies and incentives to support private businesses, especially small and medium-sized enterprises. He stated that the resolution of the 12th National Party Congress affirmed the private economic sector as an important momentum for the country's economic development. The government has issued a series of policies to improve the business climate for private enterprises and ensure fair competition among businesses of all sectors. To reach the target of 1 million businesses by 2020, the government will care for 520,000 operational enterprises and encourage the establishment of new ones. At the forum, more than 500 domestic private enterprises will evaluate the current situation of the private economic sector in order to put forth solutions to remove all obstacles while taking full advantages of opportunities amidst the new development period. Prior to the Vietnam Private Economic Forum 2016, Deputy Prime Minister Vương Đình Huệ had a meeting with 100 outstanding young entrepreneurs from all parts of the countries.
At the meeting, Huệ urged businesses nationwide to promote innovation and creativity and enhance links, contributing to promoting the country's economic development. Huệ stressed that the government will devise measures to support enterprises in developing production and business and in startup activities, noting that private enterprises are vital to promote the nation's economy. While hailing young entrepreneurs for their startup efforts, Huệ affirmed that the government will outline policies to support startup work through setting up startup and venture capital funds, thus creating a legal framework for promoting startups. According to the official, Vietnam aims to form 1 million startup enterprises by 2020, adding that the government will do their best to foster administrative reform, aiming to facilitate businesses' operation.
A Vietnamese delegation led by Phạm Minh Chính, Politburo member and head of the party's Central Committee's Organization Commission, has attended the 37th Congress of the Communist Party of France. At the event, Chính expressed his belief that the Congress will have the Communist Party of France reap more successes. The official handed over a message of congratulations from the Communist Party of Vietnam's Central Committee to the Congress, which will last until June 5th, with the attendance of 800 official delegates and about 500 invited guests. On June 1st, the delegation met with National Secretary of the Communist Party of France, Pierre Laurent, who said Vietnam's attendance at the event was a manifestation of close ties between two parties. While in France, the delegation met with representatives of several communist, workers, and left-wing parties and international friends.
I am touched to attend the Congress of the Communist Party of France, of which our late President Ho Chi Minh was a co-founder. Throughout the revolutionary cause, French communists always stand side by side with Vietnamese communists and people.
Earlier, the delegation led a wreath at a memorial to President Ho Chi Minh in Montreuil and had working sessions with a number of French agencies. A forum was held in Hanoi where panels discussed copyright policies and legislation of Vietnam and the Republic of Korea, specifically in television and music products.
Along with sharing information and experience in copyright management, the Copyright Office of Vietnam under the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism and the Korea Copyright Commission signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in Copyright and Relevant Rights in 2012. Under the document, the two sides agreed to increase the exchange of information and documents relating to law and technology copyright, while building a system to protect online copyright, digital communications, and taking measures to counter copyright violations on the Internet. The Ministries of Culture, Sports and Tourism of Vietnam and the Republic of Korea inked a Memorandum of Understanding on Copyright Protection Cooperation in 2014, which aims to promote the legal use of artistic works.
Vietnam generated more than $67.7 billion from exports in the first 5 months of this year, up 6.6% against the same period last year. The General Statistics Office reported key export products recording a strong increase in export value in the review period, included vegetables and fruit, telephones and their components, machines and equipment, and handbags, hats and umbrellas. The office also reported that from January to May, the value of national imports modestly decreased by 1% year-on-year to about $66.34 billion. That resulted in a trade surplus of $1.36 billion in 5 months, lower than the $1.46 billion recorded during the same period last year. The office said China remained Vietnam's largest import market. During the period, Vietnam paid $19.2 billion for imports from China, 5 times and 6 times higher than figures from the EU and the US, respectively. The Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers said recent mass fish deaths in the central provinces of Hà Tĩnh, Quảng Bình, Quảng Trị, and Thừa Thiên Huế did not affect the supply or safety of export aquatic material as well as the quality of seafood products.
The statements come after an EU authority sent a document to EU member countries suggesting they closely control aquatic products imported from Vietnam and inform them of mass fish deaths in the country. The association said raw materials for export processing mostly come from other localities in the central region, including Da Nang, Bình Định, Khánh Hòa, Phú Yên, Bình Thuận, and in the southern region like Kiên Giang and Cà Mau. Some businesses import materials from other countries for processing. Additionally, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development confirmed that seafood caught beyond 20 to 30 nautical miles from the shores of Hà Tĩnh, Quảng Bình, Quảng Trị, and Thừa Thiên Huế was safe. The association said food safety inspection agencies have also increased examinations of fishing activities and seafood samples to meet domestic and international food safety standards. Processors have been requested to trace the origin of seafood products. Seafood exports are forecast to increase in 2016. Tuna and octopus exports are projected to surge by 12% and 10% respectively.
The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam is planning a $5.5 billion expansion of Hanoi's Hanoi airport to double its capacity by 2030.
The expansion will be located on the area of 720 hectares opposite the existing Hanoi International Airport. It will double the capacity of the current airport to 50 million passengers per year by 2030. The expansion is urgent as Hanoi is expected to face overload in the next few years. Vietnam's air passenger traffic grew 7.9% last year to 20.7 million, while growth in the first 5 months of 2016 leaped 30.9% to 17 million, government data showed. Construction cost for the expansion amounts to $3.5 billion. The rest will be for site clearance, compensation, and resettlement for residents affected by the project. The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam will work with the Hanoi municipal authorities on details of the scheme and will seek approval from the central government.
The complex of monuments in Hue City, the central province of Thừa Thiên Huế, welcomed more than 1.06 million tourists, including over 650,000 foreigners in the first 5 months of this year.
The complex earns about $5.18 million from ticket sales in the first 5 months, up 20.23% from the same period last year. The Hue Monuments Conservation Center said it offered visitors a wide range of ticket deals as part of the Golden Week promotion program from April 22nd to 28th. A number of exhibitions were organized during the period, including the exhibitions on UNESCO World Documentary Heritages found in Vietnam and good blocks and royal documents of the Nguyen Dynasty. The ambience of the Nguyen Dynasty Queen Mothers was also showcased to the public, with a wooden rickshaw that used to serve Queen Mother Từ Minh on display. The item was bought by the Hue Monuments Conservation Center at an auction in France for $1,000. The center plans to organize 3 more Golden Weeks to boost tourist arrivals from June 14th to 21st, September 2nd to 8th, and December 24th to 30th.
Hanoi was placed first in the list of the world's 16 greatest cities for food selected by the UK's Telegraph newspaper. Telegraph says it is good enough for Barack Obama. The US president was spotted enjoying $6 noodles with renowned chef Anthony Bulletin in the Vietnamese capital on May 23rd. Clearly, he's well aware of the city's culinary prowess. The newspaper also advises eating like a local and taking to the streets for freshly prepared dishes such as phở tiếu noodles with a sweet and sour soup, pork, and fish sauce. Bánh mì, a baguette filled with pate, cucumber, herbs, crispy onion, and chili. And cơm tấm, broken rice with cream pork skin, egg, and fish sauce. Finish with traditional egg coffee or cà phê chun, a blend of coffee and egg whites, filled with sugar, drunk hot or cold. Other cities included in the list include Tokyo and Bangkok. And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.